Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. In this video, I will show you how to crochet little daisy earrings. This is a super fast and very cute project you can make for a last minute gift, or you can make it for yourself. And what you'll need is some embroidery floss. I'm using DMC embroidery floss. This is the 554 color, in case you're looking for the same color. You'll also need a 3.5 millimeter E crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle. You'll want one on the smaller side. You can buy really big ones, but you want one on the smaller side because we're working with a small project. And you'll also need some earring backs. These are called the post. You can also get hook kind, but we are going to use the post kind for this project. And you want to make sure the surface of the top of them is large enough to glue your flower when we're finished crocheting it. Your earrings will also need some backs. Sometimes if you buy these posts, they come with backs. Sometimes you have to purchase them separately. And for the center of your flower, you can leave your flower without anything in the center, or you can add some buttons. I have just some simple plastic buttons here, or some beads. These are just some tiny little crystal beads. I'm going to be using the beads for this project, but you can use anything you want in the center. So let's get started. You'll need to make 2 flowers for your earrings. I went ahead and made one to show you. This is a 5-petaled flower. So let's make the other one. So with your crochet hook and your embroidery floss, we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. To make a slip knot, wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the embroidery floss behind that loop, reach in with your crochet hook, and bring up a loop and tighten. Then we're going to chain 5. To make a chain, wrap yarn around hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to make the ring in which we will be working all the stitches into. So insert your hook in the chain farthest from your hook and bring up a loop. Bring that loop through the loop already on your hook, and we now have the ring. Now this is really tiny, so you might have to open this up a little bit. And we have this tail here. We're going to hold this along the edge as we work, and that will weave that end in as we go along. So again, our petal has 5 flowers. So each petal is 3 double crochets, and then in between each petal is a slip stitch. So we're going to do that 5 times. 3 double crochets, then a slip stitch all the way around. Okay, so to make a double crochet, wrap yarn around hook, insert it into the center of the ring, bring up a loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops on your hook. That's 1 double crochet, so we're going to do 3 altogether. So 2, and this is really tiny, and 3. So that is our first petal. And then to give that petal some definition, we're going to work a slip stitch into the center, just to bring that petal down, make it look more defined. Okay, so let's do the next petal. 3 double crochet. That's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then a slip stitch, and then we've created our second petal. So I'm just going to keep doing that around until we have 5 petals, and then we will rejoin each other at the end of this round, and I'll show you how to finish it off. So I finished up the flower, and again we have 5 petals. So I'm just going to rejoin where we began with a slip stitch to close the round. Okay, so then with your scissors, you can just trim to fasten off, and then go ahead and fasten off with your hook. And then this tail that we wove in, we can flip it over to the back and pull that tightly to kind of close up that hole in the center. Okay, so our flower is complete. So we can just kind of shape it up a little bit, get those petals defined. And then what you'll want to do is take your tapestry needle and just thread it with your embroidery floss, flip it over to the back, and then just very carefully, because it's so tiny, just very carefully weave that tail in. Okay, just come in one direction and then in the other direction. Okay, then you can just trim. So we now have 2 daisies that we can start on our earrings. Now we can put them together. So you might want to shape those up a little if you need to. So we have 2 daisies. So we'll need a post for each one, and then an earring back for each one. And then if you're putting something in the center, you'll want your centerpiece. Okay, so to attach these together, you can use fabric glue, or you can use hot glue, or any glue of your choice, really. Just make sure it's strong glue to hold it on. I'm going to be using hot glue, so let's rejoin in a moment and I'll show you how to attach everything. Okay, the gluing part is super easy. I just have a hot glue gun here, and you're just going to put a tiny little drop on your post here. Just the smallest little dot. Then you can stick your flower on there and then lay it upside down and let that dry and totally cool off. Okay, do the same for the other side. Just like that. And then just put it on your flower. After the backs of them have completely cooled off, you can flip them over. Now if you're adding a button or a bead, you'll want to do that part. So just add a little drop of glue to the center. Just the tiniest amount, you don't need a whole lot at all for this. And then just drop your bead or button or whatever you're using right in the center, just like that. Okay, you can let that totally cool off and dry. This stuff's really hot, so definitely be careful when you're using this. And also, fabric glue is very stinky, so make sure you're using the fabric glue in a well-ventilated area. Okay, so we'll just let those completely cool and set up for a moment. So once your earrings have completely dried and cooled off, you can add the backs to them. I wanted to show you, these are just standard backs that I've put on. You can also buy fancier ones that I showed earlier. These have kind of like a plastic shield. It keeps them from drooping and kind of sagging down when you're wearing them. It kind of holds them in place against the ear a little bit better, but it's up to you. You can get any kind. For people who, some people are sensitive to nickel, and in the craft aisle you can get sterling silver posts, you can get gold posts, and they also have all plastic backings too if you don't want the metal. So that's it. That's how you crochet and assemble the little daisy earrings. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. Thanks again.